Hola, my loves. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kari, and I make faith-based content, a little bit of lifestyle, and we chat about just anything what's going on in life. So, like I promised you guys, we will be having a new segment called Chat with Kari, where we just talk about anything, about life in general, what's going on. You know, it could be what is trending currently, or just life experiences and lesson and everything. So today's video is inspired by a small clip I watched on social media about a woman who is still going through GBV, gender-based violence. And I'm going to play the clip a little bit before I can show the clip because it's not my content, but I'll play it a little bit for you guys to hear what was happening. Just listen.
Sasa umesema tuache mwende nyumbani muone huko. Mwambia kwa kumchapa mimi nampenda yeye. Wapenzi wao. Sasa tufanye nini? Sasa tufanye aje? Mtoe. Niende naye home mwambie asikuwa kimpiga kisinikosangi kitu.
So, a little bit of a backstory. This clip, I am not sure, but it seems like they are maybe in a police station. So this lady is in a relationship with this guy. I don't know whether or not they are married, but they are together. And he is abusive towards her, and I mean like physically abusive. If you watch the clip, the lady even has marks. You can see that it's someone who has been battered for quite a while. It doesn't look like a one-time thing, because she says, for those who speak Swahili, the woman says, tell him to stop beating me. He needs to stop beating me. Please release him. So that we can go home together. So this is a woman who is so broken to a point that she still loves her abuser, And it got me thinking, because the people who are filming this clip, they are kind of making a mockery of her, telling her, oh, look at what love makes people do. They are making a mockery of her, which I think, first of all, it's wrong, because that woman needs help, not mockery. By the time a woman is getting to a point where she is advocating for her abuser to be released, or rather sympathizing with the person who is abusing her, that woman has been broken so far. It's going to take a lot of work, a lot of therapy to bring that woman back to who she was before she met this man. And this is why women stay in abusive relationship. First of all, an abusive person, I'm not just going to talk about men, but in most cases, let's be honest, it's men who abuse women. Now, we have cases where women abuse men. I'm not saying it's just men, but in most cases, it's men who are like the perpetrators. And in this particular case, because it's a man who is a perpetrator, so let's focus on that for now in this video. So abusive people don't wake up one day and start hitting you. Like my mom always says, a man who is going to hit you, he'll show you long before he lays a hand on you. And this is how it starts. An abusive man, they start by, first, they isolate you from the people who love you. This is your friends, your family, just anybody who cares about you. They create situations where they make sure anybody who cares about you is not in your life anymore. They make sure there is not particularly hatred, but they just create a wedge, so that the only person you can rely on, it's him. He is your ride or die. He is your support system. He is your everything, your best friend. You are everything. So by the time he's starting to hit you, you don't have anyone to run to, because you have, severed ties with everybody in your life, everybody who counts, your family, your friends, anybody you can call when things go sour. You don't have anybody you can call. So that's the first thing they do. So the minute you notice a man alienating you from your loved ones, please run away from that man. Okay? The second thing they do, they start abusing you mentally and psychologically. They put you down. They say words to you to put you down. Like, they make you think you're not beautiful, you're not smart, you're not intelligent. And it starts slowly, then it escalates, you know? So when they do that, it starts getting in your head, because like the saying goes, if somebody calls you a monster long enough, at some point you start to believe it. So if they tell you for long enough that you're not this, you might not even want to believe it, but subconsciously you start to believe those words. You start to believe nobody can love you, he is the only one who can love you, he's the only one who can want you. So it gets to your head and it starts breaking you from the inside out. So you're broken on the inside, but you look whole on the outside. That is the second step. The third step, the mental and psychological abuse becomes verbal. Now, they actually start calling you names, because mentally and psychologically, it's how they make you feel. Someone can feel, they might not tell you they don't think you're beautiful, but how they treat you, it makes you think you're not beautiful. How they treat you, it makes you think you're not smart. So there's the mental and psychological part, that is not verbal. It's just how they make you, how somebody makes you feel. You know, there are people say, I might not remember what you said, but I'll always remember how you made me feel. So it's how that person makes you feel. Then it becomes verbal. Now they outright tell you exactly how they feel about you. You know, they verbalize the emotional and psychological abuse. So now it becomes verbal. So at this stage, this person has broken you so far down that you believe everything they say to you. Anything they say to you, you are stupid. Nobody can love you. Nobody wants you. I'm the only one who wants you. You're not beautiful. No man can ever want a woman like you. You are this, you are that. All the negatory things they say to you, it starts getting to you, because he has already broken you down so far that his words, they're just echo. It's just an echo of what you already believe from how he has been treating you. You know? So it's almost like his words affirm how you feel on the inside. So you believe it. You believe whatever it is that he says to you. You believe that you're broken. You believe that nobody can want you. You believe that this is the only man who can love you. You believe this is the end of the line for you. You know? So he's just breaking you further and further. You know? By the time he's lifting his hand to hit you, by the time it becomes now a physical abuse, you're already way too far gone. You know? Way too far gone. That's why you find women in abusive relationships, sometimes it takes a very long time for them to move on. You keep advising this person, please leave this person. They are not good for you. You give them advice, you give them a way out. You try to show them how much better they deserve, but they don't listen to you, because they have believed they are abusers. They have bought whatever this person is telling them, and now they believe it. They don't think they can do better. They don't think anybody can want them. It has broken them so badly that the narrative of their abuser, the perpetrator, is what actually lives in their mind as the truth. They believe that's the only truth. Nobody can want me. And that's why you find you try to rescue them, but they go back. Like, sometimes they do leave. A woman can leave an abusive relationship, but they go back. So this video, now getting back to the video that I just played for you guys. That girl, and she looks so young. She looks like she's probably maybe in her 20s. It could be older than that, because, you know, black don't crack, but she looks like she's in her 20s, you know. She looks young. That's the point. And even if she's not in her 20s, she's still young enough to, like, start her life over. If, you know, if she has probably a child or kids with this man, she can still start over. But it's not as easy as saying the words, because she's already too broken to believe she can do better. So the one thing this woman needs, she needs a lot of counseling. She needs support system. And if you have somebody in your life who is going through domestic abuse, even if they probably don't talk to you anymore, please try and reach out to them, because this person who is abusing them has created this wedge between you two, so that they don't have somebody to run to. when they are being abused, so they feel alone, they feel isolated, and half the time, especially, and this breaks my heart to admit, especially in the today's society, you feel, I don't know whether it's just like African society, you find that when a woman is abused, especially by, let's say, a husband, and you say you're being abused, sometimes you ask, what did you do for him to hit you? It doesn't matter what I did. It doesn't matter what I say to you. If you don't want to be with me anymore, there is always the option of divorce. You don't have to be in a marriage where you're not happy, you're being mistreated just because you're married. And parents, please empower your daughters and love your daughters so much they know no matter what happens, they can always come back. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a story, my story. I am not married, obviously. So, and maybe that's why when you give this advice, when you're not a married woman, nobody listens to you because, like, what do you know? You're not married. Okay. But my favorite thing about my parents, when I left my parents' home, because I don't live with them, when I left their home, I actually left when I was joining uni, and I never really went back. I've kind of been on my own ever since. And there's something my parents said to me, both my mom and dad. They told me, no matter what happens in life, no matter what you go through, I want you to remember you can always come back home. If life knocks you so badly, please don't stay out there suffering. Come back home. You always have a home here with us. Your bed will never go anywhere. That's my parents told me that. Your bed will never go anywhere. You will always have a bed in my house, So I don't care what happens to you. If life knocks you down, please come back home. You don't have to say you're not loved, where you're not wanted, where you're not appreciated. Tell these things to your daughters. Say things to them. Let them know that if things ever turn sour, they can come back to you. They can come back home. They can always go home. And I'm telling you, that thing first of all, it gives me confidence. You're not going to talk to me the way you want because you're not the end of the line for me. I have parents. I have a home. I have a place I can go to. So that has always, and it has helped me from making bad choices in life. Let me explain. Because sometimes desperation leads to bad decisions. And desperation comes from feeling like you have no option. You have nowhere to go. You have no other ways. This is your only way. And because I've always first, I don't plan to ever take them on the offer. I pray to God I never have to go back home. I'll never have to, life won't knock me down so badly that I'll have to go back home. I pray to God it never happens. But knowing that I have that option, knowing that if it ever came down to it, if life ever knocked me so down, like maybe I get married, this man turns to be abusive, and it's so bad, I can go back home. And knowing that I have the option of packing my bags and going back to where I come from, to my parents, going back home, knowing that, having that option, it stops you from staying where you're not wanted, staying with somebody who doesn't treat you right, and making bad choices. Because, like I said, desperation leads to bad choices in life. So it's a safety net that you hope you never have to use. But knowing that you have that safety net, it stops you from making rash decisions, things in with people who are not good for you, or tolerating any kind of abuse. It gives you the confidence of knowing I can live. I have somewhere to go. I am not stuck with you. You are not the end of line for me. And tell those to your children. If you're a parent, start teaching your kids, and not just girls, even boys, from the beginning. Teach them from the beginning that they can come back to you. They can always come home. Your home will always be their home, no matter how old they get, no matter how long they have been married. If it doesn't work out, please go back home. You are better off going back home with nothing than going back home in a casket. You are even if you don't have the greatest parent, because I have amazing parents, and I guess not everybody has good parents. I realize that. And Even if your parents are not the greatest, I assure you, they would rather have you go back home empty-handed than go back home in a casket. Even if they're not the best parent in the world, even if they don't treat you the best, I promise you, at the end of the day, they would rather have you there broken or with nothing than going back in a casket. I promise you. So it doesn't matter how bad it gets. Please, you can always go back home. And if you don't have a home to go to, because also not everybody has a home to go to, don't let a relationship make you sever ties with your loved ones. That could be your siblings, that could be your friends, because those are the people you run to when the world is crashing. Even if you don't have a lot of good people in your life, you can't miss one person you can call when the entire world is standing against you. Don't stay in an abusive relationship in the name of, I don't have anywhere to go. Maybe you have kids, because even children would rather be from a broken home than live in a broken home. So don't subject your children to that, watching their mother going through hell, because children are very observant, they're very brilliant. People usually think kids are not smart, but kids are very smart. Kids see things, they understand things. Even when you think they are not that smart to understand, they do. So give your children the option of growing up with, one, a mother, and second, a happy mother. Please walk away. Love yourself so much that nobody should ever make you feel less than you want to feel. There is this saying I had once. Anytime you're with anybody, that either in a car, in a room, in a house, in any space that makes you feel less than you want to feel, it's time to stop the car and get the hell out. Excuse my language. Don't ever let anybody make you feel less than you want to feel. Don't ever allow any human being treat you like you are less than what you deserve to be treated. Don't ever give anybody the power to dehumanize you, to take away your happiness, your joy. Don't you ever let any human being have that much power over your life. I don't care whether it's your husband, the love of your life, your soulmate, I don't care. The minute somebody starts, showing you signs, and after this, I'm going to film an episode talking about how to detect emotional abuse, because that's where it starts. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to film that episode as soon as I finish filming this one. Anytime you detect those signs, please leave. Love yourself so much. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself first, because also you can't give something that you don't have. If you don't love yourself, you don't have the ability to love anybody else. So put yourself first. It's not selfish, it's just looking out for yourself. Anytime somebody doesn't have the best interest at heart for you, you have to look out for yourself. So walk away. Love yourself so much that you're willing to walk away when respect is no longer being served. Walk away. Nobody is that good. Nobody is that amazing. You have to endure pain for somebody. Nobody is that great in this world. Nobody. So put yourself first. I'm going to end this episode at this point. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and invite people to join, and comment down below. Tell me your story. Tell me what advice do you have for somebody who is going through domestic abuse, whether it's a man or a woman, because everybody is a victim. Everybody is a potential victim. What advice can you give people? What is it that maybe have you gone through something like that, and you have, how did you come out? Tell your story so that somebody else can see that it's possible for you to get out. If you got out, somebody else will see that I can get out. If somebody else did, I also can. So tell your story. If you have been through it and you got out, tell your story, comment down below and tell your story, so that we can encourage somebody to love themselves, so that they can walk out of a situation that is not good. And if you see somebody going through it, please stop making fun of them. Don't ridicule that person. They are so broken, they don't need you to make fun of them. They don't need you to they need your help. If you can't help, keep your mouth shut. Please stop making fun of people's pain and misery. It is not the Christ thing to do. Do better. Be better Christians. Ciao, my loves. I'll see you in the next episode. Like I said, I'm about to film another one. I'll see you next, and bye-bye.